Hi, I'm Scott from Mountain Off-Road, and today I'm going to show you how to install your Shackle reversal system on your CJ or your YJ Jeep. Before I do, let's explain to you why you would want to do a Shackle reversal system. Now, a stock Jeep with leaf springs, which is your CJ and YJ models, is going to, the shackles are going to be up here into the front, and the pivot point of the spring is going to be back here in the back. So when the wheels and the axle come into contact with an object, the actual motion of the wheel has to spring forward. It's an unnatural motion of the axle and wheel. Now with the Shackle reversal system, you're going to spin your leaf springs around, and your shackle is going to go back here in the back. So when the wheel and axle take a impact with an object, now the natural motion and pivoting is back here to the back, and that allows you a lot more stability on the trails, as well as higher speeds going down the highway. You'll control is a lot better, and handling is a lot more natural and feels a lot better. So let's go ahead and we'll keep on going. Oh, one thing that I forgot to mention is it will move our design, Mountain Off-Road design, does move the axle forward about 1 inch. And what happens, again, that natural motion is towards the back now that you've spun and moved them back. That allows you room for that wheel and that wheel well to move to the back. So, okay, now before we get started, also I want to show you our different options for you, different kits that are available for the Shackle reversal system. We have the standard, it's a standard length mount plate. Then we have a stubby here that is a 1 7/8 inches shorter. Gives you a little bit more ground clearance, brings that ear up off the ground a little bit. That is available. The other options are a bolt-on kit with this bracket. What you'll do is after you get that stock bracket off, you'll be able to slide this up here. We'll get into a little bit more detail a little bit later. But that's a bolt-on application if you're not capable or have welding access to any welding capability. The one that we're going to be doing here is a weld-in style. We'll get the angles set on the shackle. And again, we'll get into that detail, what to set that to. But you'll hole saw a hole through the two walls of the frame. Then we'll go ahead and weld the bushing in. So there is a weld-in style as well. Okay, in order to take on this application, everything's going to have to be unbolted, so I'm assuming that you're going to be able to do that if you're going to be able to tackle this. It's not that difficult of a project, but go ahead and unbolt all of your bolt points, shackle points. Then you're going to go ahead and take your spring and spin it around like that. Now you're ready to start the assembly of the next part of this bracket. Now what you're going to need to do first is, you've got a stock hanger right here. Go ahead and cut and grind that off, clean it up real nice, because if you do the bolt-on application, you're going to need to slide that over close to that area, or if you do the through the frame weld-in bushing, you're going to be right in that area as well. So make sure that's cleaned up and ready to go there. Okay, alright, what we're going to do is this bolt right here, you're going to want to take out. We've loosened the bolt nut off the back side, but this is your steering box bracket. You're going to need to remove that. And then also this right here comes up through your bumper, and because you're going to reuse this one right here. It's the one with the Torx head. Definitely hang on to that one. So now here's two they're aluminum bushings that are going to go right in here. They are supplied with the kit. And then go ahead and get your bracket. I'm going to slide it right up in there. That's pretty close. You may need to pop it a little bit. Still. Okay. Now go ahead and, again, we're going to get back to your Torx head here, and we're going to bring that right back up into the hole that you just took it out of, right in here. Everything is loose fit until you're ready to start searching or torquing everything down. And then the last item here, I'm going to go ahead and tighten this down. It's a lot easier to get this last bolt to go in once this Torx headed bolt is in there. So we can get that in there. Oh, there we go. Okay. Now with that in there, it makes this bolt go in a lot easier. There we go. So with everything in the loose configuration, and you're ready to tighten everything down, this is 75 foot-pounds, this is 50 foot-pounds, and then the last bolt, the 1/2 by 1.25 inch, comes right back here, right in the middle. It's on this center of it, left to right, but then up and down it's just about right in the middle. So go ahead and put that in and tighten this one down to 75 pounds as well. Okay, now that everything's tight, we talked about the foot-pounds that you needed here, and everything's tight. Go ahead and get your main eye in here. We'll insert your bolt all the way through. You can go ahead and leave it loose, but make sure it's all the way through both ears of the bracket. Now, what you're going to want to do is take your 1-inch spacer block and space it right in between the underneath side of your frame and your spring here. So go ahead and let it on down and put the full weight of your load of your spring on this bracket right here. Okay, now that's right there is the proper position to put this location of this eye. Okay, now that everything's in that position, that's where you want that. Now, of course, we've already got the bushing in the frame, but what you'll do is you'll position this bracket, and you won't have your, obviously you won't have your bushing welded into your frame, but go ahead with this bracket or this shackle plate at 90 degrees, scribe your hole, center punch it, drill it, and then go ahead and hole saw the frame for your tube, and then go ahead and weld your tube in. Now that you've got your tube frame hole sawed through both walls and your bushing that's supplied with the kit put in through both walls, welded in, now you're ready to go ahead and install your rubber bushing, and then your tube also included goes through both walls. Now you're ready to go ahead and bring your shackle plates hanging off of this here. The stubby version, and this is on the passenger side. Obviously you're going to want to match them in pairs, either standard length or stubby on both, but we wanted to give you a chance to look at the lower profile. It's not hanging down as far as the standard. Again, it's about 1 7/8. Now when you go to mount the passenger side, this hole right here, you're going to use that as a gauge and center punch that hole there through your frame. Now I'm going to go ahead and drop this down so you can see. We've already gone ahead and done this, and of course we've got our bushings here. What you're going to want to do is, after you lay that up there and make sure everything's where it needs to be, center punch that, drill this hole. You got 2 walls on your tube frame. Go ahead and drill through both walls with a 1/2 inch drill bit, but only drill, then you're going to come back again and drill only this wall only, the outside frame only, to 3/4 inch. Now you obviously don't want to go all the way through because it's creating a shoulder on that back wall. So after you've done that, you can go ahead and get all of your bushings back in, just like we showed you on the driver's side. This comes up. Now this tube also comes with the kit. Set it right in there. Now be real careful. It's a pain if you drop this inside the tube frame and you got to go back inside and chase it. It's a real bear to try to get. But go ahead and bring that on up and use that right in there. Now you can get your bolt through here and guide that on through and all through the other wall, and then of course nut it on the back side. So Now, one thing that is very important is do not over tighten these shackle bolts. These nuts are crimp nuts. They're not going to come undone, but you're going to want to tighten it enough for everything to stay in position, of course, but yet not over tighten it so that the shackle will not move and articulate. Now, for the application on the bolt-on application, not the weld-in bushing application, you're going to pull a center measurement from the center of this bolt to the back of the center of the hanger bracket, and we'll show you that here in just a minute, but center of this location towards the back. Now, as I showed you, to pull your measurement from that one bolt up front, and we showed you that earlier, back to this center of this eye right here, 43 inches. That is where you're going to want to locate your bracket that's going to bolt on to the underneath side of your Jeep frame. Now this, we've already gone ahead and built this installation for the shackle reversal with the weld-in tube through the frame. But if you're going to use this application, the bolt through, this is how you're going to set that up. 43 inches, and then now everything's just drilled and bolted. So that's what you're looking for there. Now with this bolt-on application here, you're going to go ahead and, like we showed you, the 43 inches, go ahead and scribe your location to center drill and drill. You're going to drill a ½ hole through both walls of your tube frame, but only on this outside wall are you going to drill the hole for this 3/4 inch spacer. It'll slide through slide through only one wall and through bolt both walls. But the main thing is not to drill the 3/4 inch hole through both walls, just the one outside wall only. After you've got your 43 inches marked here and in position, this one here is marked and ready. You're also going to be drilling and tapping this hole right here for your bolt as well.